Hello and welcome to another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander, National Sales Manager for Bona Adhesives.
And I'm Rob Johnson, Wayne Highlander's Wingman.
Yes, you are my wingman.
The Wingman.
Yes, sir.
We all need a good wingman.
That's important in life.
You
All right,
don't
Rob.
realize how important that is.
Yeah,
Do you know
You
what
don't
I
fly-
mean by a wingman?
of course I do. I don't
Tell
fly
me
solo.
what it is. Never fly solo.
That's right. Your wingman. It's your guy that you can count on. That's you run with or you're hanging out with or whatever. You're friends with. He's your guy that you can always. You know what? If things go
Watching your
south,
six, man.
he's got your back.
I
That's
love
right.
talking like this. You know I love talking like this.
You love that guy, don't you? What was his name?
All right, look, yes, I have strong emotional feelings for the guy.
Yeah.
We, Wayne and I saw a speaker. His name is Lt Colonel Rob Waldo Waldman. And I saw him about 18 years ago. He's a fighter pilot that turned motivational speaker. I liked him so much. Oh God, I know this is gonna sound crazy. I joined his ACE Academy. I'm in his ACE Academy.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in his ACE Academy. And the ACE Academy is just 15 minutes a week of somebody to just slap you in the face and pump you up. And in this time, the way the things have been going between COVID and now what's going on overseas and everything, man, it's getting tough out there. Stay positive.
Yeah. And so is this somebody you sign up online with? You said 15 minutes a week. How do you do this?
I signed up a few years back, signed up for it. It's like $200 a year. And you get these 15 minutes a week of just kicking ass and taking names type stuff. Keep you positive, keep you up. It's really great for team building. It's great for, relationships. And
it's 15 minutes every week.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in on that gig. I could keep somebody pumped up for 15 minutes. Is it individually? I'll do it individually for $30.
No, he just sends me an email. I get one email a week if you join the academy. So you're thinking the Wayne Highlander.
Out of curiosity, do you have timeshares? You sign up for those too?
I'm always this close
to a timeshare.
I'm always this.
Yeah.
This close. And when they get me on the timeshare thing? It's like they get me with the family and the grandkids and the kids.
Yeah.
And what are your memories going to look like? That kind of thing. And like I said, I'm always that far away, but they haven't got me yet. They say the easiest sell is a salesman. So like I said, I'm always this close. But
wow.
I'm do you have timeshare?
Hell, no, I don't have time.
You're a timeshare guy?
No. I don't try. You know what? When I was sick, how old was I? I think I was 17 years old, and I was buying a used truck from a used car lot. And I've always heard you can't trust used car sales guys. So I went in there to buy a used truck. It was a nice step-side truck, Chevrolet. And talked to the sales guy, and it was a rinky-dink outfit, but he wanted me to give him $100. Like I trusted, like I was prepared not to trust this guy. And he says, all right, well, look, I can hold the truck for you for a couple days till, but you're gonna have to give me $100 to hold it. And I said, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen on my end. And he was like 50 years old at the time. He was looking at me as like 16 or 17 years old, and he goes, look, kid, you're gonna have to trust somebody sometime. And I never forgot about that. But I didn't give him his $100.
You didn't trust him?
No. So no timeshares. They always worry me because I kind of know that there've been so many issues and what have you with them. Maybe they work good for some people. But what
I have a couple of buddies that own like multiple timeshares, which I kind of thought that seems a little odd, to have a few of them.
Yeah.
But I think they just can't say no.
Well, when am
Like
I going to go?
I am probably a timeshare salesman's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I got to be their worst nightmare because the whole time they got me, you know, they got me the whole time. And then of course they mention the money and then, all right, well,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
thanks for the 3 days and 3 nights in Vegas, but
yeah.
I got to go.
Does this include the salad bar? Okay, I'm out.
Where's my TV? You told me I was going to
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
TV. Do I
Is
pick
there,
that up here or there?
is there a VCR in this deal? I was told there was a VCR.
There was one time we went. Uh, this is the. There was one time we went to a ski resort in Vermont. That's not too far, maybe an hour from the house.
Mhm.
And Pauline is like, "Why did you, why on?" I go, "Well, they're if I signed up and sat through it, they're going to give us a big screen TV." So I thought it'd be a nice drive out to the country, right?
Mhm.
And Pauline and I don't ski, and there we are at a ski resort.
Yeah.
And they're talking to me about the skiing and the snowboarding. I'm like, oh, you got a hockey rink? Beautiful. Oh, the skating rink
Yeah.
there? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't ski or snowboard, but I skate. So I don't skate that good, but yeah, absolutely. How much longer is this? Is there a meal included here?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. And sat through the whole thing and a lot of awkward silence. And then finally I was like, so um, when do I get the TV? Is there a room where I just
Yeah. Just pick
pick
it
the
up.
TV up and go? It was kind of it was what are they? Like a gift certificate for a TV or whatever. And Pauline's like, "Don't ever do that again." I go, "Look, we had a beautiful ride, look, great
Yeah.
place,
Yeah. Absolutely.
and we got a TV for free. It was like it was a nice day."
Did they actually give you the TV?
I did get the TV. I
Wow. Nice.
did get the TV. Absolutely.
That awkward silence is built into their pitch. A lot of people can't handle that awkward silence. When
Oh,
they,
I go awkward silent. Me,
yeah. Yeah. All
I'm
day long.
nothing but awkward silence.
That's when you break open the potato chip bag. I am prepared to wait until hell freezes over, sir. I'm not going to blink.
The best
Uh,
one was we did one in Vegas. I wanted to go see the Grand Canyon, and then Hilton sent me this thing and like, we'll give you 3 days, and I'm like, oh, perfect. I'll shoot out to the Grand Canyon, and the woman was so angry with me, and it was funny because after a while I was like, this is not going to happen. I felt bad for her, but
yeah.
yeah. So she finally looks at me and says, well, and she actually said this to me. She says, why the hell are you here? I
Yeah.
said, because I'm a Hilton honors guy. I stay at Hilton's all the time. And you guys said, come on here and 3 free days. So I took it. And she said, and you had you were never going to buy. I said, no, never. Just give me my 3 days and
Yeah.
my 2 nights, 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, was she BS? Oh, couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I was like, boy, you would think you'd like my honesty.
Yeah. Not so much.
Yeah, you don't have a shot. You really don't have to go through all of this. Well, what about just taking a couple of days? She's trying to sell like, just take
Yeah.
buy a weekend from. No, I'm good. I got so many Hilton points. I really,
That whole thing comes down to 10 minutes. It's all fluff. The whole thing is fluff on both sides, and then it's going to come down to 10 minutes. And is it going to happen or is it not going to happen? That's a tough, hard sell if you're in that business, man. That would be a rough business to be in because 80% of the people are just like you. You know what I mean? They had no intention. So let me ask you this. When you signed up for that guy, Waldo,
yes.
is it a YouTube video he comes on and talks to everybody, or how's that work?
No, it's on, it's in his email.
Oh.
It's in his email. And once you sign up for the ACE program, it's like you can get into the home website, his website or whatever, and look at past lessons that maybe you want to, revisit and see what's upcoming. And there's other things you can get on there. And yeah, I guess I'm a Waldo groupie, but I'm the kind of guy who kind of likes that
Yeah.
inspirational, kick ass and take names type things. Once in a while, need something, just to get you up once in a while. I don't know.
I'd like to be an inspirational speaker.
I think that, and I kid you a lot, and we listened to those beginning shows, and boy, I was awfully mean.
You were mean to me at the beginning.
I was mean. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
glad we took
Yeah.
the show a different direction,
Yeah. Well, because we'd be fighting.
Right. I think you'd make a good inspiration. You've got some, you can get deep.
Yeah.
You can get deep.
Sure. Trying to think how long I would last at that. But I think I could do that. I actually, you know what? I would like to do that to kids that the downtrodden kids, kids that don't have, that don't have much.
Kids who have no chance.
No shot.
No chance. It's either listen to me or prison.
I think I would.
I am the last stopgap between you and prison.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember this? I will never forget this as long as if you could watch this and not tear up, you're not human. There was a kid on this talk show who was like, I don't know, maybe 6 years old or so, and he was like a holy terror. Like the teachers couldn't handle him, his mom couldn't handle him. This guy was destined for problems. And this drill sergeant, dressed in a uniform with that flat hat and everything, and the stripes, on his shoulder and everything, and he got in the kid's face, and he goes, "You're going to need to shape up or ship out, or you don't understand what blah blah blah." And he goes, "Well, how come you like this?" And everything. He goes, "Well, I don't have a dad." And he goes, "Would you like me to be your daddy?" And he goes, "Yes." And the kid went, and right away the dude started crying. You know what I mean? He took off his hat, he hugged the kid. You know what I mean? I mean, it was the sweetest thing I've ever seen. And but I think
is that the movie Major Payne?
No. This was a talk show years ago.
Okay.
You could probably Google it. And the poor little innocent kid said yes. He goes, and then he said, "Why?" And he goes, "You want me to be your dad?" And he goes, "Yes, wow. I would." And he goes, Why do you want me to be your dad?" He says, "Because I don't have a dad." And holy smokes. The dude took off his hat, picked the kid up, started crying, had to walk off with him. So anyhow. All right. So what's this show about, Rob?
Trying to stay up in
Keeping
today's
positive
climate, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I had a talk earlier. This is a rough time. I mean, just when you thought, geez, we're getting out of COVID now with all the, the politics and the inflation and gas and my poor kids just filled up their oil tank. It was $1,000. It's tough. We all need a little Waldo Waldman now,
Yeah.
I need some inspiration sometimes.
You can always call me. I'll do my best Waldo impersonation for you.
How much is your course? Like right now, I'm paying $200 a year.
I'll do 250, but I'll give you 30 minutes every time.
I don't know. I think with you, less would be more.
Yeah. All right.
Less would be more. Which used to be one of Grandpa Johnson's favorite sayings. He went to Boot Hill. He told me, him and my grandmother, as they got older, they started traveling around the world. They loved the QE2. Remember? That was like the old ocean liners, right? It wasn't like the big giant hotels. It was, tuxedos for dinner and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day he came back and he's like, "Robbie, I'm not going anywhere else until I see everything here in the United States. We're not leaving until I seen everything." And don't you think one of his favorite places in the world was Boot Hill?
No kidding.
Out of all the places, he just loved it. And he was telling me about all the tombstones. And one was a tombstone of less more.
Mm,
And it said, "Here lies Les Moore, shot 4 times with a 44, no less, no more."
no
And he
more.
just thought,
That's pretty cool.
he just thought that that was the greatest thing. He must have told me that 50 times. He told me that, and we just laugh and laugh.
Wow. I'm trying to
But
think of any inspirational places I've been where it's really like inspirational like that. Um, I can't think of any. It's probably not good. Yeah, I will tell you. Probably the most inspirational place I've ever been in my life is watching the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier when they march the back and forth continuously the whole time.
oh, I've never seen
Uh,
that.
that is absolutely probably the most remarkable place for me. I mean, snowing, rain, blizzard, doesn't matter what. That light is still on, and he's still marching, and it's quiet, and they guard that the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and it is yeah. The Holocaust Museum was another one for me that you can't leave there, and it cannot you can't leave there and have it not affect you. So
Mm.
yeah, absolutely. So at journeys, especially owning a business and having a downtime, because you and I said in the last podcast, I was a rough week for me. I usually you and I are very up. We don't need a lot to keep us. We get motivated very easily by what we do, by the people we work with, by our mission in life. But it is absolutely okay to have a down day or a down time, but you just want to make sure that it doesn't become a habit. It doesn't become a lifestyle. Like, don't let a bad day have you go down that road of a bad day and a bad lifestyle. You have to be able to kind of get yourself out of that. I think life is a series of seasons, and they change all the time, right?
Mm.
You're not the same guy you were 5 years ago. You're not the same guy you were 10 years ago or 20 years ago, right?
Are you
I mean,
talking to me personally, or are
yeah,
you
well,
talking to everybody?
I'm talking to everybody, but
Okay.
which includes you personally. Uh, but if you think about it, a great example is me right here. And any kid who's ever been from a small town, who ever wanted to leave that small town. I mean, I lived in a small town in Kentucky. I couldn't wait to get out. Couldn't wait to get out. And after 30 or 40 years, I couldn't wait to come back to a small town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just the season of life that you're in. And you're especially owning a business, you have to be up all the time because you have to motivate your guys. You guys can't show up and you're in a bad mood. They can't show up and you're down. And you can't. You have to be the leader, and everybody takes a cue from you. And that's one of the weights of owning a business that people don't realize. You know what I mean? That you have to be up all the time. You're like a coach, and a coach can't be. You have to be even keel as a coach. You can't let your guys see that you're scared or that you're in a bad mood or whatever, or you're negative. You can't have those things, but I think you still have to allow yourself to have bad days and unproductive days too, by the way. And it's not a sin to have an unproductive day when you own a business. There are seasons. You're going to be up again. You're going to, and I think sometimes we work so hard and there's hardly any days off and whatever, and the guys don't take enough time off a lot of times. And so there's a time that your body needs and your mind needs to get a mental break. And that is not laziness. That's not like I said, it's not a sin to like, oh, I'm unproductive, I'm not getting anything done. I think you have to allow yourself to do that because nobody is going to be up all the time. No one, I don't care if you're Michael Jordan. That just doesn't happen. It's not realistic. So I think, I don't usually that outside things affect me. I don't get affected by politics because that doesn't change my life. I don't get affected by what have you. Personal relationships may affect me, but I usually don't let the world events affect me. And this is hard not to. It's hard because
It's been hard.
this is a
That
tough
one's been
time.
tough the last
Yeah,
month or two.
yeah, for
That
sure.
that's been a tough one not to let the outside, cloud your judgment here, I
Yeah.
think.
So I think it's what you do with that, and I think one thing is what you do with that. For me, is I stay away from the news as much as I can. If I can't control it, it's out of my control. I try to just focus on what I can control. And the bigger picture, the things that are out of my control, they're just interference. It's noise. It's not productive. And we spend a lot of time worrying about stuff that we can't control. So for me, I try to focus on what I can control. Also, I've learned to stay away from negative people. I have to be on this show every week with you, so that's an exception. But for the most part, just kidding, Rob.
We were just waiting. Everybody was waiting. You were on a good roll. You were moving, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But everybody was waiting. When is he gonna?
It's gonna drop this bomb somewhere.
Yeah, and Rob's the mean one.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Rob's the mean. You know what it is? You're sneaky. You're sneaky. You sneak those in, and all of a sudden, I got egg all over my face, and my nose is bleeding. And nobody even saw the punch coming.
Yeah.
But you're good. You're very good.
You know what? I'm thinking like in a few years, like you're not going to know. You're like, it's going to be over your head. I can't wait for those. You're too smart still. I'm waiting for the time that it'll go right by you, and you'll be the only one in the audience that doesn't catch it. You're still too sharp. But anyhow, that's the way I look at it, Rob.
As sharp as a bowling ball. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Owning your own business.
I want to back up to something you said, how sometimes you just gotta stop and just chill out. But I like to call that blue sky. And sometimes I don't do it enough. I don't think people do it enough. And I think sometimes when you just kind of turn everything off, shut everything down, and sit and stare out the window at the backyard, sometimes you're going to come up with some of your best ideas, your best thinking. But you got to turn it all down. You got to shut it all down and really just sit and stare, Remember one time Pauline walked in and she goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm just thinking." And I really was. I was just thinking of, writing things down, not taking phone calls, not especially yours, but I didn't want to get.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see how I'm not sneaky. I just come right out.
You hit me with it straight up.
Yeah, I just come right out with it.
I respect that.
Yeah. But blue sky thinking, I don't think enough people do that, because they're just so wrapped up in all of that, business and the day-to-day stuff and family and everything, where maybe once a week, just set a little time just to think of new ideas. I mean, that's a great part of the people that we're surrounded by. All of our contractors and customers out there. I mean, most of them are idea people. They're idea people. That's how they got to where they are, But I think once they're up and going, maybe they need to take a little more time just to kind of stop and think and, what can I do next? Where's my next move?
Well, there's short-term thinking and long-term thinking. And I think you have to dedicate on your business a fair amount of long-term thinking as well. The short term is where you're in the battle. And sometimes especially as a young contractor, you're going so fast all the time, and I have to get this done. I really, I got to stay on schedule. I do all these things, and I've got all these different pressures and blah blah blah. And sometimes, I think as you get older too, part of it is that you realize that you can take a little bit of time for yourself and spend more time in the preparation and the preparing part of this job. And I think it makes your life easier too. Not all these emergencies are my emergencies. And so I used to get caught up in these other things. And towards the end, it made me more productive not to do so. So, being positive, staying away from toxic type of people and things I can't control.
You know what's funny? You should have your own academy.
Yeah.
Because when we were talking about this show, I said to you, you know what? I'm going to go back and look at some of Waldo's lessons, about trying to stay upbeat, especially with what everybody's going through now.
Yeah.
And one of the lessons that I found, he called it lift versus drag. So, he's a fighter pilot. You want as little drag as possible to increase your lift. Look at me. I look like Waldo now, right? Look Yeah, increase that lift, right?
Mhm.
And it's so funny to listen to you. He said, let me help you list some of the drags. And not just as a pilot, but as a business owner, as human being. You said one of them, TV, television, and
Yeah.
just like you and I were talking about, what did I tell you? Every night I get home, what was I doing?
Listen to the news.
I'm just watching the war.
Yeah.
Every night I would watch the war and go to bed that way. Boy, that's not a healthy thing. So you mentioned that. You also mentioned negative relationships. You said that one. You see where I'm going here? You could
I
have
do.
your own academy. Highlander Academy, man.
Do you mind if I practice on you for a minute? Let me try and practice on you.
All right.
All right. So, hey, sport, what's your name?
Robbie Johnson.
No kidding. Gosh, you look so happy sitting there. What went wrong, Rob?
No, I'm not
You know what?
signing up for
You
your
know what?
academy.
You know what I
No,
would
I'm
start with,
not.
Rob?
I'm
Rob,
not signing.
I know what would help you. Why don't you start with that chair that squeaks all the time during the podcast? You think
Why
you
you
could start there?
I was trying not to move.
And what's that thing behind you on your right shoulder? What is that?
That is that's Pauline's what do they call it? Incline table.
Oh, for what?
She gets on it and she inclines and fixes her back.
Oh, oh, very good, Robbie.
I
So
can't do it because I get sick to my stomach. I almost throw up every time I get
Yeah.
on the thing.
Yeah. So you're in a relationship. So there's positive things.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to need you to sign
No,
me a
you
check.
see, he doesn't talk at you like you don't.
No, but
He
I'm going to
just
be.
he
Mine's more
yeah, he
personal.
doesn't do it individually.
Yeah. Well, that's why I want the
He
30
just sends
bucks.
you the video and you write notes down and
Yeah.
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 He doesn't bug you like you're bugging me like that.
Really?
He
Okay.
doesn't do that. Yeah.
Hmm.
He just gives you some uplifting advice,
Yeah.
pumps you up, and you're ready to go to battle.
In all seriousness, what book didn't he write a book?
Never fly solo.
Yeah. That wouldn't be a bad book to check out. I actually really enjoyed the guy. You recommended him. And I tell you what, here's an expression I've heard in the South that I've never heard anywhere else. And I don't know why. He gave me chill bumps. You ever heard that expression before?
Chill
What do you say?
bumps?
Yeah, instead of chill bumps, you say what?
Goosebumps.
Of course, goose pimples, right? Goose pimples? Goosebumps?
Goosebumps.
Yeah, okay. I've never heard the expression chill bumps before until I moved to the South. But anyhow, he was that inspirational. I really liked the guy. The book was uplifting, and I thought it was very good. So good job recommending him.
Yeah, I think you'd like his book.
Yeah.
He gave me an autographed one, just in case. When Pauline saw the autographed book and everything, she looked at me and said, "Should I be worried here?"
Yeah, you like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's a bromance.
but I can't believe on the stuff that you were hitting on that he had hit on. Another one that he said is a good one for drag is stay away from gossip. Gossip,
Yeah.
not going to help drag.
You know, it's actually amazing how much gossip is in our industry.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, our little industry
Yeah.
is a massive, huge as our industry is.
Yeah.
Man, if everybody doesn't know everything that's going on with everybody else, that's kind of nuts, isn't it?
And they say women gossip a lot, and it is not true. That's not men gossip every bit as much as women do. If I repeated everything I heard about you, I would not have enough time to work.
I thought that was the one thing we were doing for each other.
Is that building each other up?
No, telling you tell me and I tell you what I'm hearing about you.
You don't
No,
hear anything about
we're
me,
not
do you?
doing it.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I'll talk to you later.
Comes back around, it's not so funny.
Right. Another drag is constantly thinking about the competition.
Yeah.
You do you.
Absolutely.
You do you, man. You do
Uh,
you. That's boy, that isn't one of the best ones to eliminate drag.
yeah,
So we can get that jet cranking. You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah,
Eliminating
yeah,
that
yeah,
drag and constantly thinking about the competition.
yeah.
Boy,
Never.
if that isn't a nothing burger there.
It's a waste of time. When I used to be competitive bass fisherman, fishing tournaments, there's an expression called dock talk, where you have a plan, like, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna fish this creek, I'm gonna do this particular pattern, and then you start listening to people, and then they start saying, oh, so and so's up there, he caught 20 pounds using the chatterbait. And you start thinking, oh, that sounds pretty good. And another guy is doing this, and there's another, you know what I mean? Pretty soon, now you're like, well, gosh, am I really doing the right thing? I mean, I thought this was the right thing, but now I'm hearing these other things. I learned a long time ago, man, you captain your own ship. Don't worry about I'll tell you that, and I'll tell you something else. And I don't know if this guy says it, but I never worry about the little people. And the little people are the ones that want to be detractors, the ones that want to be negative, the ones that,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got no time.
The negative people, right?
Yeah,
You had already
yeah,
mentioned that. Stay
yeah,
away from the negative people.
yeah, yeah.
I like what you call your negative people, though. Little people.
That's why
They're little
it
people. Yeah.
makes me, yep, yep.
Yes.
So good. What else did he say
So,
about?
well, let's talk about some of the lifts. We talked about some of the drags. Now let's talk about some of the lifts. One, staying with positive people.
Yeah,
Staying with your wingman.
yep,
You know, one of the things that I really loved about that lesson that you and I saw him talking about your wingman,
mhm,
the guy who's telling you when missiles are being shot at you, break right. Remember when he was saying that?
yeah, yeah,
Here's a missile coming at you, break right. That's your wingman telling you to break right. You're not going to question what he's telling you to do.
yeah,
And like he said, remember what he said? If you take that split second to say, "Are you sure?"
mhm,
You're dead. I loved
yeah,
when he screamed that. That was
mhm,
that was awesome. And he goes, "That is the true meaning of a wingman. Somebody that just doesn't tell you what you want to hear, but tells you what you need to
yeah.
hear."
Is there anything more disappointing in life is when your wingman lets you down?
Oh, you
That's a
see,
bad
folks, you
feeling.
see how he sneaks it in there? You
No,
see
I'm
how
not
he
talking
just
about.
sneaks up?
See, that's a guilty conscience right there. I wasn't talking about you. All right, so that's good
That
stuff.
is that I'm trying to think if it's ever happened. Maybe it has, but I couldn't
Yeah,
think of the wingman that has let me down yet.
yeah,
Terrible.
mhm,
That would be a tough one.
yep,
Inspiration. Now we're talking about lifts.
yeah.
And it's funny that he put this on his list too. Lieutenant Colonel Waldo Waldman, Rob Waldo Waldman.
And
Inspirational speakers, inspirational music, inspirational
yeah.
movies, inspirational speakers.
All right, what else you got on the list?
He mentioned exercise, and I know that
Well,
except for the breakfasts that you've been eating lately, exercise was starting to really kick in for you. Tell us about that. I thought that was a riot.
my breakfast.
Your breakfast
Oh man.
when you were in
So
California.
yeah, I feel bad about
Everybody turn the volume up. You got to hear what the guy was eating for breakfast.
3 breakfasts in a row. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I went to the same hamburger place, and I had a hamburger, no cheese though, because the cheese is extra fattening, right? So I just got the hamburger, and then a piece of pumpkin pie with whipped cream on it. And that was my breakfast 3 days in a row. I don't know when I've been happier.
Thank God you didn't have the cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. So the yin and yang, I felt good about, yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
All right.
Now you got to give a shout out. What's the name of this?
Nation's hamburgers. See, we don't have that in Tennessee. And I used to love it when I lived there. So
Is it
I
a
went
chain?
there.
It's a chain.
It's a chain, but really good hamburgers. But so I went there the first time. I was like, all right, you know what? I used to love their pumpkin pie. I used to like their hamburgers. I don't have a lot of time. I won't be back here for lunch or whatever. I'll just get that for breakfast. And as it worked out, I could do it 2 more times. So, yeah. All right. I don't know where the hell we're going anymore with this. We okay.
were going over the lifts, and the last one for lifts is what's going to help your lift is lifting other people.
Now, that is absolutely true. I think some of the best people I've known in this industry have no problem whatsoever sharing everything they have, all the knowledge they have to help somebody else, to bring somebody else up. The best people in this industry that I respect the most are the ones that are the most willing to give, and not because they're the most willing to give, just that they're that kind of people, and it rubs off on everything they do. And so when you take we were around some phenomenal craftsmen last week, you and I, some of the best of the best of the best. And what I really enjoyed.
And what rang true through the whole thing? Lifting up, giving back to everybody.
Yeah.
And what is the main focus of our show? The rising boats.
Lifts all tides.
Gets that tide going.
I think that's the first time we actually got it right without, see how?
Exactly.
So all this time that we got it wrong, we had to have the right message to go along with.
It's almost like the Lieutenant Colonel was a floor man on top of being a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
He spoke to us. He spoke to you. You didn't even know it. I was listening to you, and I'm just checking off exactly what Lieutenant Colonel taught us.
Yeah. Well, he was inspirational, served the country. Much respect to him. And I thought it was a great call on your part. I hope we get to see him more because he was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. He was in Nashville last week too.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was. There was him and a couple other motivational speakers at the big arena in Nashville. There was like an all-day thing on Wednesday.
You know how much pressure that would be to be at an event where they're all motivational speakers at the event? Because I'm thinking, I would have to probably, you're going to have to outdo the other guys. So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't care what problem that dude had in life. I'm going to top that. You know what I mean?
There's another one about Lieutenant Colonel. He is in the Motivational Speaker Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So for you, that would be like
something
floor
to
of the
inspire.
year. Floor of the year.
Yeah.
Hear the music?
Did
you hear it?
Yep, I got it now. Yeah, still there.
Okay. So you and Lieutenant Colonel.
Yeah.
Right there, floor of the year. Music.
Yeah.
Now, Speaker Hall of Fame.
Yeah, good stuff.
Now, I was wondering, now that you know that there is a Motivational Speaker Hall of Fame, are you going to put the second floor of the year out of the way and maybe shoot for?
You know what? There's also a storytelling. There's that to me is more. First, I'll put my sights on that one first. There's a storytelling conference every year, it's a big competition, and it happens in Jonesboro or Jonesville, Tennessee, the oldest city in Tennessee. Once a year, it's a fabulous place, and storytellers from all across the country come and tell a story, and they not bet on. That'd be funny if they bet on. They vote on who is the best storyteller.
Wow.
Now that, actually, I wouldn't mind entering that.
You probably got a shot there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could probably get honorable mention. I can see that.
Absolutely.
You're a storyteller.
Okay, Rob, it has absolutely been.
One thing.
Yeah.
Never fly solo, guys. Never fly solo. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, there's lots of missiles being launched at us right now. Stay positive. Stay positive. Yeah, really. You gotta watch how you say that one.
Yeah. All right. So thank you everybody for listening. I appreciate it very much. Rob and I appreciate it. Rob, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure, buddy.
I don't know if I'm your wingman or you're my wingman, but I know.
I guess it depends on who's leading the mission.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But I know I've always said you're the wind beneath my wings.
We could go both ways.
Easy. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Please stay tuned for another episode.